Hey there, this is Donovan Hilton, and I'm sure you guys notice all the time that I'm always in my car when I shoot these videos. And though I don't mean to be in my car, indirectly, my car is my office because my primary role is to make sure that I'm connected to the community, which requires a lot of traveling for me. It requires a lot of traveling for me because I have to consistently maintain relationships. Speaking of maintaining relationships, I'm at the Tennessee Department of Corrections and Parole. Going to connect with some of the individuals that are reentering society and getting back on track. And we're going to talk about you have to start somewhere. So to uplift, to deliver courage and hope, as when I came to a whole new geographical location, I was reentering to some degree society, not necessarily without a background or anything, but coming to a new place of land to build, I had to realize myself I had to start somewhere. And so my first gig was, serving as a janitor, buffing floors, cleaning toilets, and just from there it went on and went on. So today we're going to connect about you have to start somewhere and see what that looks like. Let's check it out. Shall I get started?
You go ahead.
Awesome. First of all, gentlemen, it's only two individuals here. Good morning. Blessing to be alive, even though we may be going through some challenges, I'm sure. And I would say, I could be wrong, but don't get it twisted anyway. As human beings, we're all in the same boat. We got to survive. You know what I mean? I think I've done some things, but didn't get caught. You know what I mean? But so don't think because I'm sitting here talking to you like I'm telling you something. Because more importantly, I know I can learn some things from you as gentlemen as well. So keep that in mind. And so I just want to let you know, ultimately, and I'm sure you guys know this already, but and as you know, I'm sure, at where you are is not where you have to be. And so I know that, first of all, to get up and get here in the morning and to go through all these protocols as grown men, I'm sure you know what to do. You don't need nobody to hold your hand, but it takes a lot to still follow the process and procedures just to make sure that things are getting done. And so for that reason, I tip my hat off to you for your leadership in that, because I know it's not easy. Friday morning, you know what I mean? But ultimately, just want to just give you some hope. You do have to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. That's just the bottom line. Like I said, my first job when I came to Nashville, I was a janitor buffing floors in Franklin. And I used to, I don't know if you guys heard of tote to notes, but California, they don't have these things called tote to notes. That's where you don't have to have a credit check. As long as you have the money for the down payment for a car, you can pretty much ride off the lot, even though the interest is high. But that was one of my first vehicles, which was a tote to note, and I was able to drive from Nashville to Franklin. I had to leave at 3 in the morning to get to Franklin to go clean floors. And most of the time, halfway to Franklin, which is like Green Hills, a little past Green Hills, I would run out of gas. And it's 3:30, 4 in the morning, and I didn't have no phone. I'm just getting started. I won't tell you the story of how I got to Nashville, but I was raised in California. I'll say my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, was raised by her dad. Hadn't seen her mom in over 15 years. And so when we lost, I had my own place. I was doing AAU basketball, training and tournaments. I was working at admissions at a college as an admissions representative. My girlfriend was going to college, university full-time, had 3 part-time jobs, had her own place, had my own place. But we come from a city called San Bernardino, and that city filed bankruptcy. And so pretty much everything slowed down. So much so that I had parents calling me saying I can't have my son or daughter in the program, so I lost money there. The university had to make cutbacks, and I was one of the newer admission representatives, so I got laid off there. So I found an eviction notice on my house. I moved in with my girlfriend, and just back to back to back, her 3 part-time jobs she lost. Just back to, because things were slowing down. Lost her place. Now we're on the streets, literally bouncing around from hotel to motel to motel. Not hotel, but motel to motel. The difference, bed bugs, but you got to have a place to lay your head. So got to a point where her mom in Memphis found out what was going on, and she said, well, I just moved to Nashville. You guys should come out here and meet us out here. And I didn't want to come at first because I'm thinking the South and meadows and cows and all that. And I'm in LA, but literally we had $150 to our name, and that was enough maybe 2 or 3 nights. And so I told my girl, I said, we got to do something. So we went to the casino that night. We bet the 150 at the craps table, boom, made $300. Then we bet the 300 at the craps table, boom, $600. And at the time I was 22 years old. I'm 31 now, but that was enough. At the $600, we stopped right there, bought airplane tickets, and came to Nashville, and didn't know anybody. And so we moved into a two bedroom, one bathroom apartment with 7 women, ages 7 to 70. So it was my wife's sisters, her nieces, her grandma, her mom, and here I am, some knucklehead boy they've never met. Never met. You know how that go with a house full of women. You already know that's not gonna happen. You know, but my wife said, well, I'm not coming out to Nashville unless my boyfriend comes with me. I said, babe, don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. She said, no, I'm not leaving. And so, one, I was appreciative of that. You know, when you have a woman that's standing by your side when you have nothing. And two, I was humbled to allow these women to come in and allow me to stay with them, and they didn't know me from Adam. So I would get up early in the morning. Again, this is the mentality one has to have. I was down. Now, don't get me wrong, with all due respect, let's be honest, there are some policies that need to be changed, though, by legislation that can make sure that people that have a background are able to get to work. You know what I mean? So some things are just beyond your control. But there are a lot of things, if we do what we're supposed to do, the doors open up. And so what I was supposed to do was come out to Nashville. Once I came to Nashville, I was so appreciative to have a place to stay by, I was standing over there, but by 6:37, I was out the house every day. Either going to the library, catching the bus, trying to find a job, doing something to where I'll come back at 4:30, 5 o'clock, maybe at the earliest, 6 at the latest. And then just so I didn't overstay my welcome and lay around the house. Take out trash, clean the dishes, do all those things to be appreciative, and I was able to land a janitor job. And so ultimately, like I said, when I was going to work, sometimes I run out of gas at 3, 4 in the morning, and I didn't have no phone at the time, so I'd have to go to knock on somebody's door in Green Hills or right past Green Hills, more of a richier area, and I'm dressed in janitor clothes, you know, 3 in the morning knocking on somebody's door. Tennessee's a right to carry state, first of all. California was not. So here I am knocking on the door talking about, oh, my car ran out of gas, I gotta get to work, can I use your phone? You know, and people were looking at me crazy as they peeked open the door, you know. But my point is, you have to start somewhere. And I can tell you about the success I've had in business, even to the point where here I am talking to you today. But all I'm simply stating is just understand that it is true that if you put the work in and do what you're supposed to do, things will work out. Okay? And as soon as I walked in, I saw this document right here. Roadmap to a Brighter Future. How effective do you think, or how real, or how true do you feel this document is as far as the student manuals and the steps? How true do you feel it is? That's a question, if you don't mind me asking. Just the titles. I mean, just the front page, introduction, all the way down to, so we have introduction, we have conducting the job search, we have developing a winning resume, the application process, interviewing well, keeping your job, and the career readiness certificate. How true and how real do you feel this program, this roadmap is to a brighter future for you?
I think, yeah.
Or is this a bunch of, I'm going to use the word malaki?
What do you think? It seems like it's real.
I'm telling you from facts, as I work with employers, and some great employers that are here now. So I'm not going to talk about employment because you have the options and the opportunities right here.
Yes, sir.
But all I'm simply stating is you are not the only ones going through turbulent times. And I pray that no one goes through turbulent times. But one thing is, when you go through that experience, it's designed to make you stronger. And it's designed for you to be a mouthpiece to the younger generation as far as what not to do or how to maneuver that. I know we all come from different walks of life. We may have came from some tough situations growing up. So I can't sit here and tell you what you did was wrong because you did what you had to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's like I had to do what I had to do. But at the same time, we do have to take our experiences, learn from them, and recognize that you're still a leader. And you can touch more people than I can when it comes to saving lives because y'all been in different situations than I have. You know what I mean? So all I'm simply stating is when you come into the building and you look at this resource, most countries first don't have resources once you're re-entered into society, first of all. So to understand that you have a team here that's looking to get you on track and push legislation to make life easier for all of us, do what you're supposed to do and hold yourself blameless like I have to do what I'm supposed to do every day. That girlfriend of mine, we just had our, like I said, 6-year wedding anniversary, and we've been fortunate to have 3 beautiful boys born and raised here in Nashville and running a self-sustaining business. And it was because I took these opportunities, conducting the job search, trying to develop a winning resume, interviewing well, learning those skills, and keeping the job, all put me in a position to where years down the line, I can understand how best to maneuver through life, as well as let people know through my testimony that the reality of a successful life is real, even though it is challenging. And so I thank you guys in advance. I won't take too much of your time. Thank you guys in advance for taking the situation that you're in seriously by working closely with Ms. Huey and the team as best you can, not blaming anyone else. Because at the end of the day, all the conflicts and things are designed for us to grow. It's not anybody else. It's for us to. I think in the word it says, naked alone we come in and naked alone we leave at the end of the day. So all we have is ourselves, with all due respect to our family and our support. So I thank you guys for doing what you're supposed to do. And I guarantee you I will see you at the top.